Welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we're actually going on a bit of a linguistic investigation. We're going to look way past the everyday conversational English we all know and love and dig into some of the most fascinating, kind of hidden, and honestly dramatic rules of the English language. We're talking about the secret codes writers use to literally change the entire mood of a room.
So grab your magnifying glass, detective, because today we are solving these cases together. As we go through the evidence, I want you to actively spot the grammatical fibs right alongside me. We're going to uncover exactly how native English speakers express deep regret, impossible unreality, and intense dramatic emphasis. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you'll walk away with some incredibly powerful storytelling tools for sure.
All right, here's our case file for today. 1. Uncovering the unreal past. 2. Acting as if. 3. The ticking clock. And 4. Flipping the script. Let's not waste another minute.
Case number 1. Uncovering the unreal past. Things that didn't happen. Okay, so to talk about things that never actually happened, we have to look really closely at conditional sentences. Think of this formula like a mathematical equation for regret or alternate realities. When we want to talk about this unreal past, our secret code is the word if, followed by the past perfect, which, just as a reminder, is had plus the past participle, or verb 3, and that triggers our result clause, which is would have plus another past participle. I know, it looks a bit complex on the surface, but once you know the code, it completely unlocks a whole new level of expression.
Let's actually apply this formula to a real piece of evidence. Take a look at this sentence. If you had called me, I would have come. Notice the mechanics working here. Had called is our past perfect trigger. Would have come is the unreal result. But the absolutely crucial point is what this sentence actually tells us beneath the surface. You didn't call me, and therefore I didn't come. We're using a very specific grammatical structure to vividly describe a past reality that is entirely fictional. How brilliant is that?
Moving on to case number 2. Acting as if the imposters.
Now, to spot unreal situations in the present moment, we need to look for what I like to call the imposters. Phrases like as if and as though. To crack this case, you gotta know how to spot the clues. And the biggest clue? The verbs mysteriously shift back in time to signal to the listener that something is untrue. If we're talking about an unreal situation in the present, we actually use the past simple. For example, she talks as if she knew everything. The reality? She doesn't know. But if the unreal situation is in the past, we shift back even further to the past perfect. He seems as though he hadn't slept for days. The reality there? He probably did sleep, he just looks terrible. And then we have the shapeshifter.
This right here brilliantly illustrates our shapeshifter rule. Our expert guide is delivering a pro tip that trips up native speakers literally all the time. In these unreal, as if or as though situations, the word were can magically replace was for absolutely everyone. I, he, she, it, they can all take were. So you can confidently say, he looks as if he were rich, to clearly signal that, in fact, he is definitely not rich.
All right, detective, time to examine some evidence. Can you spot the grammatical fib hiding in this sentence? He looks as if he know the answer. Based on the clues we just uncovered together, what's the fatal flaw here?
If you caught it, fantastic job. We absolutely must change that verb into the past tense to correctly frame the unreal situation. It becomes, he looks as if he knew the answer. That shift to knew is like a secret handshake that tells the listener, hey, this guy's just faking it. Up next, case number 3, the ticking clock. It's high time.
Okay, this is where we learn how to deliver some seriously sharp criticism. Here's our formula for the ticking clock. We start with, it's time, it's high time, or it's about time. And we immediately follow it with, yeah, you guessed it, the past simple. Why? Because we're expressing that something absolutely should be done, and frankly, it's getting a little late. The time for action is actually passing us by right now.
Just look at the real-world human emotion in this example. Ali is a great talker, but it's about time he did something instead of just talking. Notice that the word did is in the past simple. We aren't saying it's about time he does something, we say did. This specific structure is an incredibly brilliant tool because it makes your criticism so much stronger and way more urgent. It really packs a punch.
And finally, case number 4, flipping the script, inversion. Now, if you really want to master dramatic storytelling in English, this is the ultimate trick you need in your toolkit.
Inversion sounds a bit intimidating, but it's really just a simple two-step blueprint for how to flip a sentence to make it sound incredibly dramatic. Step 1. You take a negative or restrictive word, like never, rarely, or not only, and you forcefully put it right at the very beginning of the sentence. Step 2. You change the normal position of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Basically, you swap them. This makes a highly complex grammar rule feel totally actionable and easy to replicate.
The absolutely crucial point here is hearing the difference. Look at the before and after. The normal sentence is, we rarely find such talent. I mean, it's fine, it's informative, but look at the inverted version. Rarely do we find such talent. We pulled rarely to the front, and we added the auxiliary do right before we. Just listen to how much more dramatic, formal, and emphatic that inverted sentence sounds. It immediately commands attention.
Let's check out our second piece of comparative evidence. Normal. They not only arrived late, but they talked throughout the film. Inverted. Not only did they arrive late, but they talked throughout the film. By flipping the script and putting not only did they right at the beginning, the sheer frustration of the speaker is massively amplified. You can practically hear them fuming in the movie theater.
Okay, one last interrogation for my favorite grammar detective. Look at this sentence right here. Never I have seen such a storm. We have a negative word at the front, but something's clearly wrong. How do we properly apply our two-step blueprint to fix the logic and flow of this sentence?
Here's your final solution. You simply switch the subject and the auxiliary verb. By placing have before I, you completely crack the case. It becomes, never have I seen such a storm. It flows beautifully, it's super poetic, and it perfectly utilizes the rule of inversion to maximize that dramatic effect.
And that brings us to our final piece of evidence. No sooner had the train arrived than it left again. Once again, beautifully inverted for maximum storytelling impact. So today you've learned how to manipulate time to express regret, how to spot the grammatical imposters of unreality, how to turn up the urgency with the ticking clock, and how to completely flip the script for dramatic emphasis. So my question for you as we wrap up today is this. Armed with your magnifying glass, what other powerful storytelling tools and hidden rules will you uncover as you continue your investigation into the English language? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy sleuthing!